How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video here from me at ScrubGames, and also as well as that, another breakdown video. So as you know, if you've been watching my channel and watching my videos over the last year, I keep trying to make sure I can get the top 16 breakdown for any big European event, and also the list as well for the event. And this one was no exception, being the finals of the EU. So before we get into the breakdown, which I've got, showing all the different decks at topped in the quantities, I just want to give a few shouts. First one to CardMarket for hosting the events. It was a great experience despite the negativity in line. Also to the judges that I was with when judging. I thought we did a bang up job and it was a great experience with them. Also as well to the casters Scott, Dean and Melvin for providing a great stream. I didn't get to watch it because I was judging, but I imagine it was fantastic as usual. And lastly, to the top 16 players for going through 8 painstaking rounds, and then the top 16 in day, but managing to get to the top 16 in day 2. So now we're getting to breakdown. So we had 8 different decks that topped, which is really nice to see. Nice bit of diverse, not as diverse and as many as the US decks, but still a great thing for our format. So we got 5 Gogeta Zeno made it in, which is the main majority. And then after that, they came in pairs for a few of them, being 2 Red Jiren, 2 Cell Surge, 2 Reboot Soul Striker, now with 2 different variants as well, one being the blue-red variant and the other being mono blue. And then 2 Sin Shenron, also having 2 variants, with one being aggro and one being control. And then in the one-offs, we have Hatchak, which is fantastic. One of the choices as well that I had for if I was going to, along with Gogeta Zeno, if I were to play in the finals. And then King Piccolo popping in as a one-off as well, which is showing that even though it got hit on one of the ban lists previously, with Drum getting limit to 1, it's not dead like people might think, and showing it's still a good viable deck. And same thing goes for the last one, being Dark Broly, which is piloted by Mert, who, as we know, is one of the most consistent players in Europe. So that's top 16. So we can see there the majority of the colour of decks that got in with black with 7 slots. Then after that it was red with 3, and then the rest had 2 each. But it's nice to see that all colours got into the top 16, so there isn't any colour that's just dropped out. But then some people might argue saying that Cell Surge isn't technically green, it's dual colour, but it is primarily green. Now we're going into the lists and see what people are playing. But just remember before we go into lists that the format was best of 1 in Swiss and then best of 3 in top 16. So while players did have a side deck, it wasn't used in Swiss, only if they made top 16. And also if you do want to ignore my video, which I imagine some people will want to do, and just see the list themselves, then in the description box below there is a link to all the deck lists that I put up on Deck Planet for the top 16 after grabbing them. So if you want to just go there to just have a look at them on yourself, take your time, or if you want to try them on untap, you can go down to there, pop onto Deck Planet, never shout for them as well for being the greatest deck building website in Dragon Ball Super at the moment, and you can try them out on untap. So with the lists, we have first place and representing EU in the World Championships is Ivan Corello Garcia. I hope I didn't mess up his name. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And he ended up winning it with Gogeta Zeno. So if we go into the list, I'll also show the side deck as well at the bottom, because I can't show the whole thing in one go. So it's quite different to what you normally see, like while being best of 1 as well. Like as you can see, he's maining a Deborah Ritual Hand because it's best of 1, and he's got an interesting split between the unisons, being 1 Black Smoke, which is great for drop error removal, like control, and then 3 Mirror being the main one people use nowadays to help set up your things easily. And then with the overall standard, he's got Unrelenting Salt Trunks, which is a great one at 4, allowing you to, if you hit off the leader, get that advantage from that as well. And just a standard for black with, as you can see, because it's best of 1 format, meaning 2 Super Kamehameha and 1 Petrification. And then as we go into the side deck, you see sided in the rest of the Boras on the side, Secret Identity for control, Fu as well, as just in case it goes to really late game, and some useful extra cards in more Kamehameha, more Petrification, and also max power as well. So congrats to Ivan, and hope you have a good time in Worlds in December. Now we go into second place. So second place is Ivan Serrano Perez with Red Jiren. So second place was Red Jiren. And if you go into the list, I'm not massively familiar with Red Jiren, but I am looking to build it and learn more about that. And I will hopefully have my deck list up on my channel at some point, maybe this week or next week. But as you can see, quite a few decks. He's still going with the Topper, which is from the theme from the set. Also, main decks and Broly Crown Retribution, because it's a really good, strong card. The one King Piccolo New Ruler, because it's such a good card, there's no reason not to. He's playing 2 Kettle of War of Universe 11 as a counterplay, which is interesting. I'm not sure how many times this was useful for him, but got him to second place. So it might have helped him pretty well. And also, there is an overall choice being Bardock for the aggression, because it isn't aggressive. From what I know of Red Jiren, after testing against it on the day before, it can be a very aggressive one with potential OTK. Then in the side deck, he has 2 Quetzalcoatl. That's a good choice. Lots of good techs for it. So the 4th 8-drop Jiren, extra Champa, 4th Yamcha, 2 Vegeta Raw Evolution was pretty good, because with the leader you can boost up to 25k if you evolve twice in your turn, and then use this to get 2 swings out of it. Albeit you don't get the auto draw on the second one, but you still get 2 attacks with lead, which is pretty cool. The Spirit Boost Negate and Dispo, and also he is running one King Vegeta Hidden Ambitions in the side. I imagine this is to help counter negates that are free, like the Dimension Magic, Power Burst, and things like that. And I think in one game, I think it came up useful in top 16 to help him stop a free counter, and the rest are just extra utility, extra cards. So congratulations to Ivan for getting second and getting that gold metal leader. And then for third place, we have David Serrano Perez. This is Hat Shack. So David and Ivan being brothers, getting that second and third must be a great experience. And nice to see that Hat Shack it's been quite high as well, getting third place. So if you look into the list, as you expect, it's a lot of main deck stuff for best of one. It's got Petrification and main, which some people don't have. He's also running the Human Extinction attack, which is interesting. It's a 15k attack for 1 energy, 15k combo technically for 1 energy, and you can mill if you want to. Also main deck 1 Jiren for against blue, because that's a harder thing. Also main deck in Dark Power, I was saying, which is interesting. Also main deck in all 4 Boras to help. An interesting choice, which hopefully if I can get an interview with him to discuss, is the Bird Darkness Perfected, because it's quite 2-cost counterplay. I'm just wondering how it went for him running this card. The rest seems to be pretty standard, and congrats to David. And with his side deck, it's a pretty cool tech in Shenron. Being able to give, if you can get the 8-drop Gogeta down, dropping this afterwards to give it triple strike along with his triple attack is pretty interesting. And he wasn't maining any of the Oceanus, he was only siding them, which is quite cool. And then the extra other stuff like what's kind of things like that. So congrats to David on third place, and also with that metal gold stamp leader. So then we got fourth place, and that is Oriol, I think, James Ramirez. I think I butchered that name, but correct me if I'm wrong. With his King Piccolo deck. So 2 out of the 3 red decks that made top 16 got into the top 4, which is fantastic to see. Because red hasn't been popular in this format, so it's nice to see it actually doing well. And yeah, with King Piccolo showing that it's not actually dead. So seems basically like the standard list. He's running 2 Son Goku Divine Presence in the side in the main as well, which is pretty interesting. And then with the side deck, he's also running King Vegeta Hidden Ambitions, which is pretty cool. Like, something is interesting to see. And only he's siding Omen's Awakening as well instead of main, because I know some people main that as well. But yeah, great list. Managed to get into top 4, so congrats for Oro, which hopefully I'm not butchering the name on constantly. And then we have 5th place with Niall Coulson playing Cell Surge. So one of the Cell Surges got all the way up to 5th place, which is cool. And a bit different. It looks a bit different to the standard one, because it's not running any Freezer character macro in the main, also maining 3 Big Amar, which is quite cool. And also maining 2 Vegeta Unison as well to help deal with like whiteboards. There's a lot more to say about Cell Surge really, because it's the hand control deck. It's the primary hand control deck of the format. And with the side deck, an extra Awakening, Dark Power Black Mass to help deal with when people side in, or maining the Deborahs, Kai for aggression, and then just helpful utility cards for the rest. So congrats from Niall for being also one of the Yuka players for making top 16. Then we have for 6th place, we have Ramsey Naguez is Reboot Soul Striker. So this is one of the Soul Strikers that made it, and this is the red-blue one that made it 6th place. So looking into it is quite different to what you see for a standard Soul Striker list when it's red-blue. And I also make sure to put Reboot, because I know there are some players who still play the OG Soul Striker, like shout out to Adam Evans for always doing well, like sticking with that leader since the start of the game, and always doing well with it. I think he even topped last year's last finals in Europe using it as well, which is just to go to show how efficient he is with the leader. But with this one, it's the only unison he's running is the baby one, so no boot unison. Not much, like quite spread out in terms of the red blue stuff, like only 2 Beerus super combo, and then with the arrivals only 3 on them. Taking 1 Freezer, also 2 of the Beerus and Whis divide the Angel and Destroyer, and then 2 not Soul Striker. The Rival Seeker, that's the one. Even though it's in front of me. Just a lot of standard store and just advantage in the blue deck, just all spread out and quite diverse, but a lot of text as well, which is quite cool to see. Doing the side deck, he was only running 14 cards in the side deck, and spread out with a lot of one-offs. Some interesting choices, like so only 2 Deborahs deciding, because he's got 4 apes that you can use pretty well with the lead. Jiren as well for the mirror, Meki Kabura, siding an extra copy. I think not maining any Android 17, but siding instead along with Kefla, and siding a God Slicing Black Kamehameha, which is quite cool. So you can play free play when you get the unison down. And that is Soul Striker. So that is 6th place. So now we go on to 7th place, which is Alvaro Carmona Hernandez's Gogeta Zeno. So the next one in the 5 Gogeta Zenos that made it in top 16. So once again, quite standard, almost very similar to the first place list as well, with the 1 free split in unison. Taking 1 Deborah in the main. Quite standard, almost similar to the first place one, just a little bit different. And side deck as well, because it's still siding that extra for instruction. Siding the other 3 Deborahs, and in the utility just to help with certain matchups. So there's not going to be much to say on the rest of the Gogeta Zenos unless they have something completely unique. The lists are very similar, given it's the same kind of engine. But congratulations for Alvaro for making 7th place. But now for 8th place, though, we have João Ferreira's. I think I'm butchering the name because it's not great with names. João Ferreira's Cell Surge list. So the other Cell Surge coming in at 8th place, so both Cell Surge lists coming in the top 8. And this one is looks like your standard list, where it's got the his maining Dark Power Black Mass saying is his way to help soft awaken, just in case you didn't see all 4 of your cells. and also have just helping with people's main deck because it's best of one. The Boras having the Boo negate as well, a bit as being like one of the top negate for green, and helping because there's more hand destruction if they want to keep continuing. Split on the super combos, not running the Android 18 one to help with more hand destruction like Niles one. Main deck Modern Mechabura, Champa as well, and also maining the Charismatic Filling as well with some also playing some Cells Kamehameha. And for their side deck, quite has the side option of Demagra as well, along with starting the extra 2 apes if need be, and starting more hand destruction and board control as well, so more utility inside as well. So yeah, congrats for Zhao on making 8th place. Now we go into the last 8 decks of the top 16. First being 9th place, which is the one that most people have been probably wanted to look at, is Mert Dalmas's Dark Broly. So a lot of people thought Dark Broly was dead, saying it's not great, it's not going to do well anymore, it's basically dead. But Mert defied those odds, and there was calls that it was dead by taking it to the EU finals and managing to get top 16 place, coming 9th in the end of the whole event. As you can see, it's quite a bit different to what it used to be, and also given his best of one, he's got some techs in. So like he's got in the Kai counterplay for aggro for like in Cell Zeno, not Cell Zeno, sorry, the Gogeta Zeno, that's the one. 2 of the Kai for extra combo power because case Ang gets low, and for the extra combo power, he's got 2 Goku Adventure Begins and 1 4-star ball. It's just he's only running 1 4-star ball, so if it gets locked as your last life, then you got 2 deck cards that are just getting combo power in the deck. Also main deck Meki, like most Dark Broly used to do. Gravy Steel. The Dark Broly cards in less quantities because they are 0 cost combo that really only useful when using leader, which is now errated to be into once per turn to use it as a combo. Standard Gogeta engine, and then also playing Darkness Blasting here, which is a pretty cool one, being a 1 cost 10k combo that can also give your leader a 5k boost for a turn, being like a bean for a black. And then the standard of Dark Super Kamehameha, which like Gogeta Zeno is easily usable in this deck because you can take your own life. It's a very strong list. If anybody wants to give this a try, Mert has provided you with a list that you can confirm that does well. And with the side, just a lot of utility, extra Gogeta and Vegeta Zenos to help with certain matchups. The Jiren if it goes into long with the blue game. Nice to see Haru attacker margin come back. I imagine that's to help with things like since we got popular yellow and green decks still in the format, like Cell Surge, Icarus and stuff. Also surprising to see that there was no Icarus in the top 16, despite so it's like different from the US where they had I think they had 5 Icarus, where we had 0 Icarus. And yep, some also the Saiyan Ape as well to get draw power if it goes against hand destruction, and the extra of the ball and Gogeta, and then the Oceanus for the mill negate, which is pretty great. So congratulations for Mert for getting 9th place. Then we go on to 10th place, which is Alfredo Rodriguez's Reboot Soul Striker. So this is the ever Reboot Soul Striker, being the more mono blue one. So as you can see, we have quite a few different, more unisons and quite different ones. So we've only got 3 of the baby one of the Raditz one as well, and then 2 of the Boo. And then a lot of utility in the mono blue stuff with a split on super combos, being 3 Vegeta and 1 Zamasu. Standard with the 4 8. 1 of the Kai main deck for aggro, 1 Deborah as well for the main against hand destruction. And also using the Goku, like bringing back Obuni as well at 3, using some of the Calamity cards from set 14, I want to say, or I think it's set 14. And also using the Ultra Instinct Goku sign chain with the new 4-drop Calamity Goku into the Anniversary Box 5-drop, and then into the old set 3 one as a good alt win condition, and then the standard rest of the stuff for blue. Interesting, only 2 D magic, but then if being a lot of Gogeta Zeno, there's that Vegeta that punishes you if you try to use it to untap that way. And then for the side deck, I imagine it's got 2 Zeno and 2 with Gotenks. Imagine for Gotenks being for help against some barrier removal, and Zeno for being against King Cold or things like that have a wide board to get rid of things, because it can get rid of anything. And then the rest just being utility, an extra God Sealing, Deborah, Cheering from the Mirror, and an extra copy of Android 17. So congrats for Alfredo for getting to 10th place. But then for 11th place, we have Christian Itchwald, Gogeta Zeno. So once again, never Gogeta Zeno. Very standard, quite standard, but a little bit different than to the last ones, where he's actually running the Pycon Unison, but only in 3, and then the match that 3 of the Kai. And because he's running the Pycon, he's also got a copy of the Martial Melee, being a very good one, and basically best used if running the Pycon, because you can get free off that. But for the rest of it, quite standard. Went for a 2-1 split with the Vegetas because for utility. With the side deck, I could only see 14 cards inside, and quite different with the Kibito Kai to help deal with things that dropped early once you got the free energy. Like so early, high. So you imagine to deal with the mirror of Gogeta SS3 Gogetas, the 8 drop if it's dropped as well, and just helpful utility and being a cantrip as well, and the rest of them just being utility to help, especially with the for Deborah for hand destruction, and the overall cards for, once again, utility. And then for 12th place, we have another UK player, being Giovanni Casterman's Aggro Sin. So the second Sin, this is the aggro one, because I said there's 2 of them in there, one being aggro, one being control, and this one is Giovanni's, having the 2 overwhelms being the Trunks and SS4 Bardock. And the standard list, also having some of the, but including as well was Aggro Sin, the set 10 Sin package, just because it's best when you can't side, having that against matchups that might be useful for him, but still being a very aggro, because you can get a 30k attacker that just keeps attacking. Also running the Harbinger of Ruin as well, which is quite interesting, because that help when you get to, if you do get stuck to go in the later game against a defensive matchup, you can have that to keep the lockdown your opponent's leader so they can't do anything with it. And also Nimbus, just in case for against aggro, because as you've seen, a lot of Gogeta Zeno. The other side deck, quite interesting stuff. He's got 2 of the Piccolo Divine Transformation as well, which is since Zamasu has been errated, this is a new character play that can affect unisons when they come down, if they're 4 costs or less, and make them played with the skills negated for the turns. That's pretty interesting. That's a pretty cool side deck choice if you're playing mono yellow for the for a replacement for Zamasu if you've given up on that. Then the rest of it is quite standard with side deck for as side deck is for utility for against certain matchups. And congratulations for Giovanni. And then we have 13th place, which is another Gogeta Zeno in Hector Rosa Lopez's Gogeta Zeno. So once again, quite standard. A few little bit differences in, as you can see, only running, unlike the other ones that are running Mirror, just running 4 Mirror, not running the Black Smoke Dragon. Also running 1 Trunks Power Overseeing Time. I imagine this is just to help, just in case, I'll give you an Overwhelm Double Striker as well, and also grab back your Secret Rare if you warp it off your Leader's effect, or even the Gogeta as well. And I think he's the only one, don't quote me on this because I can't remember if they're going for all these, meaning the Brainwash No More as well, and sound with the 2 extra cards that most of them have. With the side deck, he's running, he's having 2 Quetzalcoatl, which is interesting because you don't mill unless you warp. Also, siding all of the boards as well, like most decks have been doing, because the fear of the Self Surge. Nice to see he's got the SS3 Vegeta in the side as well for that barrier removal option, because outside of forward cost, which the Fearless Fusion covers, this one covers anything else. And then he's also siding a Hunt of the Demon God, so this is the counter to help deal with 3 extra cards once your opponent has got to 4 energy, which is quite cool. Then it has a useful effect after as well. It's got a drop area effect with Spirit Boost, which you can use as well. Never mind, you can't use it in this one because it's got a specified cost. But a nice counter to help deal with free play counters. So congratulations, Hector, for getting into 13th place. And then we're getting slowly to the end of this list now. We got 14th place being another Goji Zeno in Michael Horazalki. I can't say that. I'm bad with names, but Michael's Goji Zeno. Once again, no difference. Well, not much difference. I can't say no difference. Not much difference in the rest. Just like Hector before, running just 4 of the mirrors. But he's the main difference is he's actually playing 2 Demagra as well, Demagra for Realm, which is a pretty cool choice. And with the side, I think the main difference there is he's running 2 Protect Other People in his side, as well as 2 Dark Power Bam saying as well. So congratulations, Michael, for getting top 16 and 14th place overall. Then coming down to the last 2, we have 15th place being Mattia Biavati's Red Jiren. So the Ever Jiren coming in at 15th place, and has some interesting text that differ from the 2nd place one. So as you can see, he's gone for the unison of the Piccolo instead of Topo, which is a pretty good choice because that's a really good unison and actually gives you control power in its +1. Also running 2 Saiyan Cabo, which is pretty cool because sometimes you will be stuck on higher energy where you're not taking life, and against some matchups that are quite stally, that aren't attacking you, you can't awaken until turn 4. So this allows you to give some much needed pressure, also some kind of technically unison hate, and give you help you awaken quicker. And we've got the standard stuff. Only 1 Kunchi as well to go with the 1-drops. It's running one Meki as well to help, and I think that's it in terms of everything, apart from like maybe the Violent Rays being free mained. Then on the side deck, so a few different things. Zoman Awakening in the side as well, and yeah, not much difference, but also having 2 Son Goku Divine Presence in his side and Protected the People at 1. So congratulations on Mattia for 15th place. And then we come down to the last list. So 16th place we have David Martin's Sin Control. So the last one being the Sin list, and that is and let's have a look at it. So as you can see, he's running his main deck in Unison, which is what most control ones do, but not the Mecha Kabura to help him awaken a high life. It's the Vegeta Unison Fury to help deal with. So that's quite a good shout, because with a lot of decks going for high things, especially if you play against like Android 16 or you play against Gogeta Zeno package, making it so they can't attack with their cards that are higher than their energy cost, which is what a lot of things do now. It's really handy. Like, this card is still a good one and a good call for this format. And then he's gone for each of the balls being a 3-3-2 split on the 1, 5, and 2. Split as well with super combos. He's gone for a 1 counterpart Son Goku, which is normally something you see when someone's running the Secret Rare Sin from the promo one, but he's running the Zeno Sin Secret Rare instead, not the promo one. So it's interesting to know why that Gohan rather than just sticking with 4 Krillin. Then the standard stuff were Senzino in terms of the cards, having the 9-drop chain, 2-drop chain, and just utility, and also with the way to help self-awaken with the aggro chain with Rage, and also 1 Swift Retaliation Caller, and then 2 Powder Super Saiyan, or 2 free Flat Nimbus. Then you go to side deck, quite a lot of one-offs. He's got the 2 of the Deborah to help hand control. Utility in the Unison as well, with 1 Vegeta, 1 Trunks, and 1 Meki. Then 2 Chi-Chi as well for help against blue. An extra Caller, an extra Naturon, Fu as well, just so after you spawn the board, you can then drop that after the secure win. And then you see it in the extra cards as well with Tyrannical Blow, Flying Nimbus, Release from Evil, and Dragon Thunder. So that is it for the top 16 lists that topped the EU. And I do know what people are going to ask, and I have got it ready, just in case of save putting up a different video or different after, and that is the Android 16 list as well. So we have Mosaic Yannick's Android 16 list. Added this as well because I know people will be asking about it, and since it did so well in the since it was doing well here and did well in the US, I'll have it at the end so people can see if they are interested in it. And once again, this will also be linked. This list will also be linked in the description below with the other ones, so you can see all of the lists. But that is it for the top 16. So as we saw, quite a diverse finals. Is a fun experience, great weekend, and yeah, congratulations to Ivan Carlo Garcia for making Worlds and representing EU in December at the World Championship against all the other regions. And before we end this off, thank you for watching. Feel free to like the video if you enjoyed it and enjoy me bringing out breakdowns for all the European events as they come and go. Comment down below if there's any question you have. If it's regarding the negativity about this weekend, please don't comment. I don't care about that. I have no say in that, and it's everything that's been said has already been said. We just need to move on. And lastly, feel free to subscribe if you want to keep updated with my videos as when I drop them. If you want to keep up with the EU big events and breakdowns, I keep trying to drop them after each one. And by hitting the notification bell, it keeps you updated with my videos as when they drop. And once again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and enjoy the lists and have fun testing them and checking them out. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.